Hi besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my channel and welcome to TBR Jar Picks, my September TBR. So I think some stuff is in order that needs to be talked about. So I am now going to be calling this little situation that we have going on here every month. TBR Jar chooses my soft TBR, whatever month it is, obviously. There are quite a few reasons for this, honestly. And the main reason is I'm a mood reader at heart, and I kind of have found my groove of mood reading this past month. After how many years of being a reader, like, it's kind of crazy, but I am finally ready to just admit that I'm a mood reader. But I do also want to do this because this is so fun, and sometimes it takes books off of my physical TBR that like I would have never thought about, or maybe I forgot about reading them. So we're gonna do this. Like I said, it's a soft TBR. If I don't get to them, that's fine. If I do get to them, that's fine too. So let's just get into the first pick. I tried to film this video once already, and I'm not going to lie to you, the prompts were terrible. I could not find a book for any of them, so I'm hoping that this round of filming goes a little bit better. Here is the first prompt. I promise next month I will find my camera. It's just in my bedroom. My child is asleep. I'm not waking her up. A book with illustrations in it. That would require me to have in front of me. Let me see if any of the aardvark books that I have. Ooh, you know what? I know there is an aardvark book actually that I got a couple months ago. It's this one. I'm so sorry. I do not remember what it's called right now. It's something about like when the tides met the moon or something. That's probably completely wrong, but I know for a fact that that one has illustrations in it. So that is the one that we are going to be choosing. That's actually a really good first pick. The fact that I like knew that right off the bat though is pretty impressive. I am surprised. Actually, can I just really quickly? Oh, actually, hold please. I think that this book might actually have illustrations in it too, and I am dying to read this book. It does. I need to read this. I need to read this book so bad. It is not a joke anymore. I need to read this so bad. So instead of the one book that I can't think of the name of, I will still pop a picture of the cover up on the screen for you guys, but I think instead we're going to go with Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. V. Schwab is one of my favorite authors of all time. I've loved everything that she's written, and like the fact that this is not only written by my favorite author, but it's comped to one of my favorite titles by her, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, but it's Toxic Sapphic Vampires. Sign me up. I'm so excited. I've heard nothing but glowing reviews about this, so this is actually a really good first pick. I'm kind of, for this TBR, I really want to get like fall adjacent reads, plus maybe a couple of last minute summary reads, or like books that I think I should read during the summer. So I guess we'll kind of see, but I don't know. Okay, let's go in for another one. I want that one, this one right there. Okay. Okay, our second prompt is a book over 400 pages. Would be really great if I had any of my TBR books out here with me. Actually, is the rule book over 400 pages? It is not. Actually, I think, okay, Jandy Nelson's new book. Of course, the name is also escaping me of that one as well right now. But When the World Tips Over by Jandy Nelson. I think that is the book I'm going to pick for it. I'm almost positive that book is like basically 500 pages. So that's the book that we are going to choose for that one. If for some reason that book only has like 400, or like it has less than 400 pages, which I highly doubt, but if it does not have 400 pages or above, I will put my other pick on the screen, but I'm almost positive it does. So there is prompt 2. This is actually going so much better than the first time. Oh my gosh, I was crashing out a little bit. So let's pick this one. Our third prompt, if I can get it open. Let's see. A book set in a cabin / the middle of nowhere. Ooh, a cabin or the middle of nowhere. Of course. I am literally desperately looking around my living room to see if I can figure out something. No, I need to finish that by the end of the month. Okay, for this one, I think I am going to choose a KU read. I'm going to hurry and look up the book that I'm going to choose. I think I'm in the mood for like a reverse harem right now. A reverse harem that's like, you know, off the beaten path. So I'm going to look into that. Give me like 2 seconds to figure that out. All right, for this prompt, I think I found the perfect one. It's called The Cabin by Natasha L. Black. I would love to put the cover up for you guys, but literally there are 3 half-naked men on the cover, and I just simply will not be doing that. But apparently this book follows our main character, who is running away from a very like toxic and abusive relationship, and she ends up in a cabin stuck with her late brother's 4 best friends. So I'm intrigued to see what this is all about. I think it's going to be at least fun and at least spicy, and I'm sure that I'm going to need somewhat of a palate cleanser, and I know I'm going to want to read on my Kindle this month. I can't tell you why exactly I might want to be like reading a lot on my Kindle, or like the video that I was actually going to film today, but I couldn't for unknown circumstances. Can't tell you why, but what I can tell you is that I know that I'm going to be wanting to read on a Kindle. So we are going to put that in as book number 3. All right, book number 4. Let's choose a book that's actually on my physical TBR, please. Book number 4, we have Read Your Favorite Author's Debut Novel. Ooh, okay. I have a little bit of a loophole that I'm going to do because I really need to read Bloodmark by Tracy Deonn, and I need to reread the first book, Legendborn. You see where I'm going with this? And I do believe that Legendborn was actually her debut novel. So what we are going to put in for this one is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I'm so excited. This book actually follows our main character. I believe her name is Bree. And if I remembered that correctly, that is really impressive because it's been years since I've read that book. But I believe it follows our main character, Bree. And unfortunately, at the beginning of the book, she gets some really devastating news about a family member. And she ends up deciding to go to the same school that this family member went to back in the day. And she discovers that maybe there is more to this person's death than she initially realized when she finds out that magic is actually quite literally something that happens in her world that she wasn't aware of. So I'm excited about that. I've actually already kind of started the reread. I'm a couple pages in, but I just finished reading the most heartbreaking book ever. I mean, maybe not ever, but it was very heartbreaking and it made me cry for the last 10%. I'm really excited to get that onto the TBR though. I'm so excited to reread it. The writing is already phenomenal and I've only read a couple pages, so excited to get into that. Man, we're already at prompt 5. I want to pick 2 more. Would you guys judge me if I went to 7? I know what I said. I know what I said. I know I said 5. However, technically if I pick 7, here's a little loophole. That is more books that I could possibly actually read from my TBR. So I'm gonna do 7. We're gonna stop. I promise. I pinky swear. We're gonna stop at 7. But let's get our 5th prompt. Sorry, I wasn't even showing you guys, but here's our 5th prompt. Let's see here. Title that starts with the letter B. Of course I would pick that. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna reread that. The book I was just looking at is Broken Perfect Lies by Katie Wismer. I love that book. I'm not gonna make time to reread it this month though, I don't think. How do I keep it? Okay, because I don't have all my books with me and because I'm not going to turn off the camera to do this, I'm just going to put this back in. Because the only prompts or the only books that I have right in front of me are obviously Broken Perfect Lies, which I'm not going to do a reread of that this month. I'm not in the mood to reread that one. I have the rule book, but I don't think that really counts. And then I also have Salt Bones, but I don't think that counts either. So dang, that sucks. That would have been a fun prompt, but alas, I'm not going to go dig through all my books to go find a prompt or a cover that starts, or a title that starts with a B. Good grief. Okay. This one. Let's go for this one. Oh, there were 2 on there. Maybe I should have picked both of them. Okay. Prompt number 5, redo. A book with a map on the cover. A book with a map on the cover? Have I ever even seen a book with a map on the cover? Okay, I'm gonna twist this actually because I don't know that I've ever, quite literally ever seen a book with a map on the cover that I can think of. So, I think this has a map. We're gonna go with this one. This one does not have a map. I can almost, no map. Okay. Shit. Why am I getting all of these hard prompts? Okay, so I picked up these 2 initially because I thought surely one of these has one. Neither of them did. So that was a flop. However, I am almost positive that this book has to have a map in it. I really hope it does. I've been dying to read it. I just haven't. Yes. Oh my gosh, what is on this? Hold please. Okay. This book is also a little bent. It must have got stuck under a chair. But it does have a map on both covers. And I mean, technically, a map on the cover, like, I feel like this is the cover of the book. Like, I mean, obviously it's the bad cover of the book, but we're gonna make it work for this one because I've been dying to read this since last year, I think, when I read the second book, and I just have not gotten around to it. I'm like really worried about it. I loved the first book. The second book was like, it was good, but it wasn't like the best thing I've ever read. So I'm really worried to see where The Beauty of Darkness takes me. But I guess we'll see. So that is prompt number 5. Let's 2 more. Like I said, I pinky promised 2 more, so you're not gonna go crazy. Oh, here is one. I'm gonna get this one. I like the, oh, by the way, I'm like looking up so I don't cheat. I feel like I'm kind of nosy and I would accidentally spoil myself, so there's that prompt. Let's see. Read a book club read. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna choose. Okay, so my friend Courtney, hopefully she's fine with me calling her friend my friend. Anyway, my friend Courtney, on her Patreon, she is doing a Patreon buddy read for An Air Comes to Rise by CC Penaranda, and I really want to read that. So that is the one that we are going to choose for this. So now we are finally at our 7th and last prompt. Even though I want to keep going, I'm gonna force myself to be restrained. Let's see here. I want this one. This one right here. I promise one day I will be able to like be in the room where my books are and I will be able to film in there, but at the moment that is just not an option. So our 7th and final prompt is a book with butterflies on the cover. I'm gonna read Quicksilver for this. I know the Quicksilver has at least 1 butterfly on the cover. I'm praying that it has like 2, but I'm 99% sure that it has a butterfly on the cover, and I've been dying to read Quicksilver. Haven't gotten around to it, but I need to read that. That is like on my 2025 TBR. So let's hurry and go back over all the prompts, and I'll remind you what I chose. And yeah, first we have a book over 400 pages, and for that I did When the World Tips Over by Jandy Nelson. Very excited about that. A book set in a cabin or the middle of nowhere. I picked this book. I don't remember the name of it already. It's fine. And then we have a book with illustrations in it, and a book with illustrations in it, and for that one I chose Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. A book with a map on a cover. Next we have a book with a map on the cover, and for that I did The Beauty of Darkness. I mean, to be fair, there's like background foliage and stuff, so I feel like that's fine. Then we have Read a Book Club book, which for that one I am going with An Air Comes to Rise by CC Penaranda for Courtney's book club buddy read situation on her Patreon. And then we have a book with butterflies on the cover, as always. Quicksilver, obviously, very excited to read that. And then you have read your favorite author's debut novel, and for that one I kind of twisted the prompt a little bit, but I am going to be rereading Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. So with all that being said, I think that is all the books that I need to be reading this month. Hopefully I can actually get to all of them. I'm really hopeful I can. I'm really excited for all these books. I need to hurry and write them down because my biggest problem right now is that I make TBRs and then I immediately forget what I put on them. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hopefully you guys liked the video. Let me know what is on your September TBR. I'm really excited to know. I'm just hoping that I can keep my momentum that I've had this month, because I've read like 7 books this month off of my physical TBR, which is crazy. Well, no, okay, sorry, no. I think I've read 8 books at this point now, and 6 of them are off of my physical TBR, which is really good. So I'm really proud about that. I'm also going to be working on finishing books that I'm in the middle of, because ridiculous. It's been kind of rough. So hopefully I can do that. But with all that being said, if you like me, if you like my face, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see my face again, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, honestly, I'd follow me on Instagram. That's where you're going to get all the first updates and stuff like that. But if you do not have an Instagram, cross your fingers, hope the notification bell works. And with all that being said, I will talk to you all in my next video very, very soon. Bye, everyone.
When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near, I don't feel like I do when you're